Ayan. So again, welcome back to the Agricultural Resolution Speech Final Competition. We are now on the second part of the program and hopefully nakapagpahinga na kayong lahat and good luck to our remaining teams. So, without further ado, we would like to call on the Lyceum of Alabang.
Good day everyone, I'm Crystal Ansi Rodulfo from Lyceum of Alabang. And before I start, I would like to introduce my group mates, Micaela Blessing O. de los Santos and Maria Rysel J. de Palac. We are the researchers of Fostering Agricultural Competitiveness with IoT-based fertigation system amidst global crisis. Now, let's have an in-depth discussion about our title. First, fostering agricultural competitiveness. The main goal of this research is to present an innovation that can increase the competitiveness of the Philippines against other ASEAN countries. Second, IoT-based fertigation system. This is the proposed resolution to the problem stated amidst global crisis or COVID-19. The flow of the presentation will be the introduction. Next will be the statement of the problem, which includes the general and the specific problem, then the resolution and the conclusion. In the Philippines, the country's agribusiness area has shown a consistent decrease in commitment to GDP from 12.7% in 2010 to 9.3% in 2018 as per World Bank 2020. This means that the product being produced in the countries was certainly affected by continuous environmental changes and having a stagnant agricultural system. In late 2019 and early 2020, the lockdown was implemented due to the pandemic and caused a major impact to the country's agribusiness. Before we proceed, let us discover the meaning of IoT and fertigation. IoT, or the Internet of Things, refers to the interconnected system that has the ability to gather and move data faster only by using technologies. Fertigation system is an approach that applies drip irrigation with fertilizer. These two things, when combined, will form the IoT-based fertigation systems that can monitor the crop field using sensors and controls the operation of fertigation systems. The number of hours spent in farming will be lessened, as well as the excessive utilization of sources like water and fertilizer. The monitoring of the different elements like humidity, temperature, soil, and so forth will be kept monitored.
Now, let us proceed to the statement of the problem. General, will the IoT-based fertigation system increase the competitiveness of the Philippines against other ASEAN countries? Specific. Number 1. What are the positive effects of the IoT-based fertigation to the farmers in terms of weather conditions, resources consumption, impact of internet connectivity? Number 2. What are the negative effects of the IoT-based fertigation to the farmers in terms of weather conditions, resources consumptions, impact of internet connectivity? Number 3. How does the IoT-based fertigation system affect the production of crops? Number 4. How can the IoT-based fertigation system help Filipino farmers to cope up with the ASEAN agricultural community? Next, I will be discussing the resolution of the research. IoT-based fertigation system provides the need for convenient and immediate recognition of the soil's condition from the collected data of the sensors. Adapting to this system can reduce manual labor work and increase quality crop production. This method can be referred to as precision farming because The passageway of water with fertilizer is pointed directly to the crop. The problems indicated were rust, the agriculture of the Philippines doesn't adapt to the modern agricultural system, it doesn't meet the standard for market, and the traditional approach of farming makes it hard to reach the supply-demand gap, thus making the citizen in favor of other ASEAN countries' agricultural products. Resolved that the IoT-based program will ameliorate the agricultural system of the Philippines with the use of sensors connected to the IoT. This system provides the essential amount of moisture and fertilizer needed by the crops. The production of crops will be less expensive and will result in the decrease in market price. Adapting to this method will produce high-quality agricultural products, making economic progress. Government assistance is necessary to implement this kind of system. An ample amount of investment is also needed to sustain the long-term use of the framework. To conclude, the implementation of IoT-based fertigation system can resolve most of the factors that hinder the production of high-quality agricultural products, particularly during this time of the pandemic. The said system has the capability to monitor factors like weather condition, reduction of resource consumption, and impact of internet connectivity, thus improving the competitiveness of Filipino farmers against ASEAN countries.
This is the end of our presentation. Again, I'm Crystal Ansi Rodulfo. Thank you and God bless.
And now we call on De Palac, De Los Santos, and Rodulfo from Lyceum of Alabang.
8 minutes for question and answer portion is allotted for this time. Judges, you may now raise your questions for the pitch presentation of the Lyceum of Alabang. Let's start off with Judge Jason Cabral.
Good afternoon, students. Again, it will be a problem of internet connectivity for the farmers. And my question is, what is the difference of this technology with what is now existing? Have you browsed through the existing technologies that we have or the conventional practice that the farmers are doing? And how can you differentiate this one to that? Kasi nga, as you've mentioned kanina, this would take an ample amount of investment really.
Yes po, kasi po yung normal po sa atin is yung irrigation po natin is malakas po yung ano ng tubig niya, yung labas po ng tubig niya na nagkokos po para po na malunod po yung mga crops po. So nagkokos po yon para po mabawasan po yung quality product, yung pagiging quality.
How about the others? Can I hear the answer of the other members?
In addition po, 50% less water and 70% less fertilizer will be used po. So, there will be no excess and sufficient amount of resources will be given to the crops.
And
Okay, thank you.
regarding po sa
Yes.
internet connectivity, according to our research po, as of today po, or the recent status po of our cell sites in our country po is yung DICT po has signed agreements with 23 tower companies to build 50,000 cell towers within 7 to 10 years. And they are also encouraging those companies to build cell sites on rural areas. And in 2019 po, Globe Telecommunication Company has signed agreement din po with DITC na magbibuild po sila sa Calabarzon ng 150 na tower po.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Judge Cabral. Let's now proceed to Judge Jamie Cabangbang.
Hi, thank you for your presentation and your proposal. Team from Lyceum of Alabang. My question is really more on adoption of the technology because we have a lot of confidence and proven na talaga na the technologies that are developed by our agriculturists and our scientists really work. The problem really is, dun sa dami ng technologies that we have, adoption is really very low. So have you considered, or have you any provisions in your proposal to increase or improve adoption of technologies by our farmers?
In that case po, yung IoT-based fertigation system po namin is naka-program na po siya. So, pag in-install na po siya, once in-install na po siya dun sa farm, is okay na po siya. So, sa adaptation po ng farmer, is magkakaroon po sila ng seminars dahil yung gagawin lang po nila is minor things lang po. Like, sila lang po yung magbo-monitor or titignan lang po nila din, i-check lang din po nila yung mga crops. And then, dun po sa program na i-install dun sa farm po is okay na po siya. So, wala na po sila masyadong adaptation na gagawin. So, dahil po, ang gagawin pa rin po nila is magtatanim din po sila and mag-harvest. Ang maiiba lang po is yung sa distribution ng water and ng fertilizer po.
So, sino mag-install at sino take on the burden of the cost of installation dun sa farms?
Hello po. With the help po ng private sectors po, katulad po ng Department of Science and Technology po and Department of Agriculture. With the help of them po, the implementation of this system will be successful.
Okay, but I also suggest you take on some provisions lang, or some features on how to encourage farmers, kasi the farmers need to give their consent para mag-set up ng irrigation system sa farm nila. So yung consent part na yon, and yung motivation for them to adopt the technology, yun yung missing. Okay.
Thank you very much, Judge Jamie Kabangbang. Now we have Judge Dr. Edna Aguilar.
Yes, thank you for your presentation, Lyceum of Alabang. So this is a step forward to modernization of our agriculture. However, this type of a technology caters only to particular sectors. Kasi nakita ko doon sa inyong video ay rice, so I don't think it will be feasible para sa palayan natin. But for high value crops, kalimitan ito ay ina-apply on high value crops, like yung mga salad greens natin, and once hindi ko lang maano yung why you need sensors. If it is fertigation, pwede naman yang nakaprogram na doon sa system mo, na drip every so often, so yun, but siguro rather than yung kasing inyong objective is very general at napakalawak, to be competitive sa Asian countries. So siguro start local, focus kayo siguro on particular sector, katulad yung sinasabi ko ngayong high value crops, but we have to come to a point where we can entice young people to go into farming as an agribusiness, by lessening the burden on them, that farming does not really need to be so tedious. So for that, I appreciate the proposal. Yun lang siguro, masyadong malawak ang inyong objectives. Gusto niyo sagutin ang problema ng mundo with this technology. Siguro i-focus nyo lang kung saan talaga kayo mag-make difference. And I think this technology really has a place in modernizing our agriculture, and increasing productivity. But this technology is not yet for everyone and not for all crops. So yan lang. Thank you.
Thank you very much, judges and participants from Lyceum of Alabang.
And now let us proceed to the next speech presentation of